Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Miss Dhanusha. I chat about self-care for millennial women who are 9-to-5ers, have side hustles or are content creators. So if you're looking for self-care, you come to the right place. Welcome back to my returning subscribers, and hello to you if you've just jumped onto my channel. I hope you stay and join my family by subscribing. Today is a story time video. I'm going to be sharing all about my self-love journey, and this is continuous, so it's going to be from way back up until now and continuing from here on forward what I plan to do. If you want to know more about my self-love journey that I've been sharing a lot of on my Instagram, then keep watching. Continue. I know we've been really bad with the shout outs of the week, so I'm going to do the shout out now so that I don't forget. Last week's video was a book review, and the comment of the week goes to Marlene Charles. She says, "Thank you, I've been looking for a good book." Thank you so much, Marlene, for watching and engaging. And if you want to be in next week's shout out, then just comment on this week's video and I will shout you out. So without any further ado, let's just get into it. Grab a cup of coffee or whatever you're drinking today. And yeah, oh, happy Valentine's Day as well. I thought, yes, I should do this video. It's very appropriate for Valentine's Day. So yeah, let's get into it. So I actually was raised in a single parent home. Yeah, I had just my mom. My parents separated when I was about 5 or 6, somewhere in between there. They separated for a bit and then eventually got divorced later on. But yeah, I think they separated when I was still 5 or 6. And growing up with one parent and not like the whole structure that most people have, the mom, the dad, and siblings, it was quite difficult. I think you always compare yourself, or when you watch movies and stuff, you're always comparing your home life to the lives of others. And because you don't feel that kind of love in your own home, you kind of look for it in other places or other people, or in any other scenario of your life. I think because my mom was quite busy working and everyone had their separate, like my siblings and I, we had like our separate lives. It was a bit different to other single parent households, or even just two-parent households. So I actually grew a lot of self-confidence from being on stage, from doing poems on stage and singing, and a lot of like arts and theater kind of stuff. And not in the actual theater, but for the spiritual organization that I was a part of, we did a lot of like plays and singing every single week. And in school I did a lot of extra kind of mural activities like chess, and I was part of the choir and volleyball, netball. Like I was a very busy, active person. I went to like Tamil school after school, and then I had Telugu school on the weekends. And I think I was so busy that you kind of just think this is the normal. And I think in people of color like households, we don't talk about love, we don't talk like say I love you, we don't hug and stuff. Like I'm still not a hugger, and so you think like this is just normal. So growing up into my like a teenage years, I became a tomboy, a little bit more rebellious. I'm still rebellious, I'm defiant, but I am my own person. I think because I was confident, I always have been, and I've always been vocal about things. And I think that can be very easily confused for self-love, and I think you kind of can confuse that as well with ego. So it was more, I think, growing up, I think it was more of like an ego self-love, where it was like, if you do well and you achieve great things, and people are always talking about how proud they are of you, then they love you, and then you should love yourself because everyone's so proud of you. And I was like straight A student, and not like to boast, but to show you that I always thought that self-love equated to doing well because other people expected that from you, and so you should love yourself because you were doing so well in so many things. And yeah, so I was like that all-around kind of person. But growing up, I think I really struggled with friendships. I really struggled with keeping friends. I always, yeah, there was like very few friends that I kept for years. And I also struggled with like my identity and knowing like where I fit. And I always just thought I didn't belong wherever I was. No matter where I was, I always felt like I didn't belong. And that was well into like even my adult years. And I think what really helped here, and I know this is like not accessible to everybody, but when I chose to go to the States for a year, I really discovered more of who I am and who I truly am. And you kind of learn more about who you are when you're away from the people that molded you into who you are. And when you have no inhibitions anymore and you can be free, you figure that out. So learning from that year abroad, developing like a family there, and the love that I felt there from people I did not know and strangers, showed me what I should be feeling or I should have internally here. So I think from there I came back home and I brought home that love and that unconditional love. And it was through music and it was through friendships that I learned that. And so when I came back with a lot of more identity, knowing who I was, and it was through expressing in the way I dress, expressing myself through makeup. A lot of the expression I did was through makeup and through art and creating. And from there, I kind of learned about who I am and who my identity is and what I wanted from life. And I think so much is to be said for self-discovery, because if you don't know who you are and you don't know what you want from life, then how is it possible for you to love your life or to love yourself? So from there on, I think in the last few years, I've really been just spending more time with myself, understanding myself, my quirks, my flaws, understanding who I am and what is my passion in life and what I want to do in my life. And that really helped me to get onto the self-love journey. And I think also dealing with the trauma of the past and working through that, which is I'm still in process of doing that, also helped in this sense. But like I said, like self-love is a journey and it doesn't really end, and there's lots of ups and downs. Like some days are great and some days are not going to be so great, and that's what it is. It's discovering who you are and discovering meaning for you, and also discovering your quirks and knowing like what you want. So I think what I've taken away, or what I've learned in these few years of being on this journey, is that awareness, self-awareness is so vital to this. And I mentioned like why you need to know more about who you are. The other thing I learned is that once you value yourself as well, and once you put out to the world that this is what I accept, and you develop boundaries, then you might also lose relationships and you might also gain relationships. And now I have like a strong net of friends and they're all like-minded like me, and it was so different to when I was growing up. And I always like thought there was something wrong with me. I always thought that, you know, maybe I'm the issue, and maybe I was the issue, maybe I truly was. But like I said, now I've learned and I've gained so many like more intellectual and more mature friends. And I'm not saying that those friends weren't mature, but I'm saying at this age, a lot of my friends are even more mature than I am, and they've been on this journey a lot longer. So you kind of gain that like-mindedness with other people, which is vital. It's so key to developing yourself and to loving yourself, because the same love and the same affection that you can give to your friends and your family and your partner, you can give to yourself. And when you realize that, then you realize like, oh, I haven't actually been doing that. And at the same time, it's also holding yourself accountable. It's acknowledging where you have made mistakes and where you have messed up, and also where you can improve and what you can improve on. And if you make a daily promise to yourself, if this is what you want to do, then achieving that is part of your self-love, like, because you're making this promise to yourself. So going through and pushing through and getting it done is part of self-love. And it's that growth that really changes you and changes your life perspective and can enhance it to like the nth degree. Because we go up looking for like love in other places, in other people, situations, and our job, whatever it is. But you need to be able to look within, even on the worst days when you feel like you don't love yourself. You need to be able to look within and find that self-compassion. Be like, it's okay. It's, you still love yourself, just today's not a good day. And you don't blame yourself. You don't think there's anything wrong with you. You know that, it's just one of those days. So yeah, that's what I've learned, I think, mostly. And I think also I used to be so lazy. I used to procrastinate a lot, and I don't understand why. And I think it was because I didn't know like what I wanted. I didn't know what I wanted to achieve. And I think now that I know what I want to achieve, which is after many years of trying to discover it, you are now more inclined to not procrastinate, to not put off things, and to stick to your deadlines and to stick to your tasks and know that you have to get it done because it's part of your vision. And I talked about vision and planning and goal setting, and I'll link that video up here so you can go and watch it. But all of that coming together, knowing your vision helps with your plan and your goal setting, and that's part of your self-love journey. That's part of who you are and your self-discovery. And working with all of that, you can develop more of who you are. And that's key, I think, to the growth side as well of self-love. And I think it's also compassion for other people who maybe made mistakes or maybe didn't treat you right. You also try to learn forgiveness for them as well. And some people don't deserve that, but in your heart you can forgive them, but it doesn't mean that you need to have a relationship with them. And that's another important thing as well, because part of self-love and part of boundaries is knowing when to accept things and when not to accept things, and when to step away from that. And when you love yourself, you don't accept treatment that you don't deserve, and you never will accept that. So that's also a major thing that I've learned. And yeah, just to round it off, I think the body aspect as well was a huge part of the journey, and I think it's still part of the journey, and I'm still working on it every single day, but trying to accept my body for what it is right now, trying to allow my body for what it is right now, and nourishing it, and drinking enough water, eating good things for me that nourish my body, and appreciating my body is a major part of self-love. And the same with my hair, being on the natural hair journey, which I'll talk about next week actually, also helped with that, because I was also bullied for my natural hair in high school, and I didn't think it was a thing. Like, I didn't understand it was bullying at the time. I just thought this, guy in my class was just trying to make fun of me, and, whatever. And I always had that, like, whatever attitude. But yeah, looking back, it was like, I still wore my hair natural and I didn't really care, but it did affect me. And now that I embrace my natural hair, is also, just loving what I am and who I am. And it helped so much in as part of this journey. So, yeah, I think externally self-love is great externally for loving, like, your body and who you are, but also it demands a lot of work internally, and that's the important bit, because self-love is about also loving yourself on days you think you look ridiculous, or days you think you don't look great. But it's so much about the inner work, just like self-care is. And yeah, this is just a bit of my story, and I wanted to share it because you guys wanted to know the full journey. There's just a little bit of teachings and lessons here, and if you want me to do more videos like this, then definitely let me know, and we will chat in my next video. Don't forget to like, thumbs up, share, subscribe, do all the things, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.